Coach Ramos, and hi, thanks for doing this interview.
Definitely.
Just gonna ask a few questions. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Alright, I've been coaching for 10 years. This is my second year coaching at Cerritos College, so I'm the head cross-country coach here, assistant track and field, and previously I was at Glendale College for 8 years, and I was the assistant coach here.
That's cool. What made you want to be a coach?
Well, for me, it was really the impact that my college coaches had on just like my development and maturity. So for me, it was, I wanted to make a big difference for basically other students. So to me, it was a no-brainer. Going through the experience and what my coaches like instilled in me as far as that, like out of anything that I learned from school, I think what my coaches instilled in me, the experience that I had with them was worth more than like a lot of education.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you enjoy running yourself? I mean, how much would you say you run in like a week?
Definitely, I do enjoy running because for me it's more of a sometimes it's a de-stress.
Kind of like a relaxer.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't run as much as I used to. So right now I'm on my basically off.
Like your off season?
Off right now, same thing with the team. So typically anywhere between 30 and 50. When I was running the marathon, it was basically running 80 to 100 miles.
Really?
So, yeah.
What kind of trainings do you make your athletes do as a coach?
So right now, like I said, this is a dead period for us, so we're going to start training actually next week. So next week we'll start our base training. So we're in the middle of basically cross-country track. So from here, we do our basically just base training, just fill up our mileage, and then over winter break, we're going to start integrating more of like the tempo runs, steady state. So they're medium effort. Okay. Then once we get in close to January, then we'll start doing track workouts. So it's definitely going to be, it's a gradual. Because we're coming off cross country, we don't want to start with high intensity workouts.
Okay. Do you know what imagery is?
Actually, yeah, because we actually stress imagery a lot with our athletes. So the main thing that we teach them is visualize. So before a meet, cross-country meet, whether we travel out, if it's an overnight stay, we would basically do a shakeout run the day before, and then if it's not an overnight, then we would travel the same day. But really, before the race, we go over the kind of the course with athletes and kind of tell them how the course is, and then once they actually do their shakeout run and run the course for themselves, like we tell them, like, look, you gotta imagine yourself running the race, where you're gonna make your move, but which part of the course is gonna be tougher than the others, So yeah, I mean, like imagery is so important in racing because it's. You can train and train and train, but if you don't have the mental capacity, even just having that, like visualizing where you are and how you're gonna do is that plays such a big important role in racing.
As a coach and a runner yourself, how does nutrition play a role in this sport?
Well, we've always, we always tell our athletes like. You are what you eat, so
yeah.
I mean, we kind of just say like, okay, if you're just imagine, a car, right? I mean, if you have a nice car, sports car, I mean, you wouldn't put regular gas on it. You would put the good gas, premium gas. So it's the same thing, They're working hard. They're making their basically training to be at a high level, so they can't be eating junk food.
Oh, would you say like if you eat a hamburger, like what's the point of running a mile?
Well, yeah, I mean they can cheat, but it's if they're eating fast food every day, it's not good for them. Yeah, and I mean aside from like eating, it's like basically getting water. It's really important. Hydrated is really important because a lot of athletes these days, I mean
they want to deprive themselves a little bit.
And then that's when you get into troubles with cramping, things like that.
So I noticed you're kind of thin. What would you say is like the perfect body composition for a runner?
Well,
Like,
definitely it's you.
if you're thinner, you run faster.
Right. Obviously lean.
Mhm.
Lean body type. I mean, for the most part, they usually kind of lose that weight
Yeah.
during cross country, and then once we get into track, where we do a lot more, I would say weight. Integrate more weight training, and they put a little bit more muscle mass. But typically, especially the women that we get, from their freshman year to sophomore year, you'll see a big difference in their body composition. They might have that baby fat still, coming in freshman.
Yeah.
Or sophomore year, they're really like lean, and I mean that's what you want. And if you want,
When you're running,
yeah. When you're
lean,
running 5Ks, 10Ks,
Yeah.
it's
you can't
don't want
expect to
carry those extra
Yeah.
weight.
So going back to running, you said you do weights. What kind of exercises do you do with the weights?
We do basically lower body.
Okay.
Upper body, not. When we do upper body, it's light. We do obviously, like push-ups, sit-ups, anything that deals with your own body weight. And then as far as lower body, it's high reps, low weight. We're not trying to max out on, especially distance running, middle distance running. So cross country, we're not too worried about. I mean, we do squats and things like that, but it's not heavy weights. Once we get into track, where a lot of the athletes are gonna go to their basically specialty. So we've got the middle distance, steeplechase, and then the distance runners. The middle distance will, like the 800 meters and 1500 meters, will focus more on heavier weights than like a 5K essentially running.
So we'll get you started as a runner. What races have you run in the past, and what was your experience like?
Well, it's funny because I started running. I actually started running high school my sophomore year doing hurdles. And
Oh, really?
Distance running, I actually got into it by accident because all my friends were jumpers and sprinters. So we said like, hey, why don't we join cross country just to get in shape for track the next season. And then what ended up happening was like I did well in it, and then and stayed with it. And then as far as races, the big races I've ran 4 marathons, 2 in San Diego, 1 in LA, and 1 in Boston. But I would say San Diego's just been like the best races I've ran. That was my debut in San Diego, and then I went back in 2000. So my debut was in 2005, San Diego. Then basically they ran again in 2011. But I ran my PR there, which is 2:33:09. And as far as the marathon is concerned, it's a lot of commitment. it's a lot of commitment. I mean, the last one I ran was 2012, and I'm debating whether to run it. I mean, I do want to run one again, but it's just a commitment. Yeah, it's like I either want to go to it, with and then not just do it like half-assed,
Yeah, I get you. So biomechanics plays a big role in any sport, really. Can you tell me a little bit about the biomechanics of running?
I mean, really, when you think about biomechanics and efficiency, it's really important, especially in track, because when especially with the range of motion and a lot of the like technical events in distance running, like the steeplechase, where biomechanics plays a big important role. Even the 8 and 1500, if they have bad posture, bad running form, it can make a big difference in not their performance, but how fast they run. So we really try and kind of fix that, not dramatically, but slowly. Women tendency to have like where they're running side to side, or they're not on their toes, they're flat-footed, things like that. So we try and fix a lot of those mistakes early on, and then kind of make the shift a little bit, and then because if you make it too dramatic change in their running form, it could lead to, you know, injuries because they're not used to it. But so, I mean, we, you know, slowly and surely we try and fix, you know, basically bad biomechanics.
So, in your experience as a coach and a runner, would you say age, ethnicity, do they play a role? And gender, do they play a role in running, like at all?
You know,
like, would you say women are faster than men? Because
well,
the turkey trot, I think a 7-year-old won it.
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
that's kinda surprising.
it's see with distance runners you can, you know, like sprinters. You're either born fast, you either have it or you don't. You can't. It's hard to develop speed. You either have it or you don't. But distance running, it's a little bit different because you can have someone who's never had any experience in running, and you can develop, you know, that individual to run really fast. And that's the great thing about distance running is that you don't need to be, you know, born with special gifts. It's just it's all about working hard and trying to, you know, maximize your fitness. So you could have, you know, someone who's never ran before. I mean, we've had that before in our teams with Coach and Glenda, where they've never ran before and they made, you know, the top 5 team, and they were one of the top runners. Like no experience at all. So it's really about building your you know, your fitness level, your lung capacity, your heart, and all that. And that's what's the great thing about distance running, because like there's really no like age barrier. You can start as young as you want, you can start as old as you want. And then you see a lot of people that started way late in their 40s, 50s, and they're doing well.
Yeah. So, going back to, you said you wanted to run the marathon again, right? For somebody that hasn't been running, like for example me, I'm not really a runner, but I wanted to run the LA Marathon. What kind of advice can you give me? What kind of training?
Yeah, my advice is always to, you know, run, I'd say, distances lower than the marathon at your marathon pace. So, like your lead up to the marathon, you should do a lot of road races, like running 10Ks, half.
Yeah, something to like kind of prep
to simulate what you're gonna run in the marathon, because that really prepares you, you know, to be able to do that. And then I think my advice, especially for running the marathon, first is just have fun with it.
Yeah,
and
just enjoy yourself.
Enjoy it, because it's, you know, it's always that 20-mile mark where a lot of athletes hit the wall.
The wall, that's the worst.
Yeah. So, you know, it's from there. It's all about like just surviving how.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely just trying to finish.
How finishing it. But you know, it's all about like building up your mileage and making sure that you have one long run. So for someone who's just starting it's really important that they have one long run, you know, on a Saturday or a Sunday, and it's got to be double digit. You know, double digit, more than 10 miles. You know, for someone who's running the first time, you might not be smart. I mean, they might not be able to do 20 miles, you know, on a single run, but really, really,
just
you know,
work
having
up
that,
to start with like probably 2 and then 4, 6, and work yourself up.
Yeah, but it's really important having that long run in, you know,
at least
the one day.
Alright, my last question is there any special rituals that you and your team do before the big race? Like,
Well, for cross country, they do their little cheer right before the line. You know, you see them a lot. All the teams have their own, you know, like little ritual. For track, since it's individual, right? Everyone's, you know, we don't usually start at, you know, all the events start at different times. So, yeah, I mean, like, it depends. Some people have their own type of ritual.
Yeah.
But you know, it just depends on the athletes. Obviously, for sport like cross country, we'll do a team chant, team thing to just kind of pump them up, you know, right before the start of the race. And then for track, I think a lot of them will just kind of like visualize, use that visualization, you know, just to get themselves ready. And you see that a lot, like in sprinters all the time. Jumpers, you see them, you just kind of see them like visualize, you know, at the start, reaction on the gun, and sometimes they'll even you know, usually there's like different heats in track. So let's say the starter starts a race.
Yeah.
Sprinter will kind of go on the side, kind of go through his start mentally, and then just kind of, like I said, yeah, that would be like kind of I'd say the ritual that they go through.
Okay, so that's all my questions. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
And you have a nice day.
All right, thank you.